Hey, what is going on, good people? We are back. Can you believe it? Did you miss us?
I missed you. Everybody, I mean, not just you two gentlemen.
Well, that's all right. Yeah, it's been a while since we've gone live with this, and who knows? You may see us a little bit more often nowadays that baseball started. A bit spring training has started. There's so much baseball going to be going on, and we're here to serve your craft beer and baseball needs. So, guys, let's do it. Let's go from the top. Welcome to the elusive Baseball Brew Crew Podcast. We are keeping baseball history alive, one craft beer at a time. Wherever you are watching or listening to us, please give us a like and a follow. And if you love beer with your baseball, please tell a friend. All right, let's do it. Here is the lineup card for today. In the leadoff spot, he is the field correspondent and senior research analyst of the Baseball Brew Crew. It is Kevin Lyon. Thank you for being here on time as always.
Always. You know what? New year, new me. I'm going to be on time all the time, Jack. And I mean Cowboy Jack. And I mean Jack. But good to be here. And I'm glad to be. I'm going to lay down a bunt, get to first base so Cowboy Jack can bring me around because I know that's his job.
Well, batting second is our goodwill ambassador and sultan of swig at the Baseball Brew Crew. It is Cowboy Jack Durango in bunting position.
No. I'm bunting, sir. He's going to bring me in.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Baseball Brew Crew. We are the #1 podcast when it comes to baseball entertainment.
Wow.
Created by my lovely brother, Michael Mondragon. Brought to life by Kevin Lyon. And supported and alive, of course, because of you watching. Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Wow. Let him hear it.
He's humble. The most humble man. I might that make you humble, Jack Durango.
Yeah, add that to the nickname list.
Yes,
dude.
I will do. Will do. Don't worry, I'm working on that.
Probably the most humble man on the planet.
Okay, the most humble man on the planet. I'll put that on the nickname list. Thank you. I'll write that down right now so I don't forget. Which makes it 48 on my list.
Oof. Getting a little light on the list there. I'm going to have to add a few.
I know. So don't worry, we'll work on it.
And me, I'm Michael Mondragon, your humble host for the festivities tonight. As tradition on the show, we always bring a new and unique craft beer to review and enjoy. So what craft beer are you drinking out there in the chat? Let us know. But Kevin Lyon, I'm going to let you go first.
All right. Let me talk about a new brewery that just opened up in the last couple months on the site of an old brewery that we all knew and loved. For those of you who live in the LA Orange County area, you might be aware of a brewery called Beechwood, which still exists. But they left their downtown Long Beach location. Recently, they moved to another location in Long Beach. And this brewery, Ism, just popped up, started to appear, and they took over their location. It's a really nice place. It's in downtown Long Beach. You know, I was able to just walk over there from that area. There it is right there. There's the entrance inside. You got some nice decor with the barrels. But more importantly, Michael Mondragon, they have some really, really good beer. I've seen a couple of their beers at other sites, and I would look for an excuse to go. And this past Sunday was a perfect excuse to do it. You know, and Michael Mondragon, let me tell you something. There's a question they ask here. What's your ism? So my ism is definitely good craft beer and great baseball. So definitely had a couple good beers. Michael, have you had the functioning automatic beer yet? I believe you might have had that. Am I correct?
I think that I might have had that too. That sounds very familiar.
Because that is one that's the first beer I would have had of theirs. It was made with them. And of course, my second home, Radiant Beer Company. So that's one that I'm able to get at Radiant. So I knew they had a beer that they made here at Ism. So I went to get it. And unfortunately, they didn't have it on draft. But lucky for me, they had it to go. So I have that for tonight. It's a really nice West Coast IPA coming in at 6.6, almost the number of the beast, Cowboy Jack Durango.
Ooh, I got excited.
You know, I knew you were. That's why I wanted to make sure you're all right, to let you know what's up. But so definitely a really, really good West Coast IPA. they have about 15 beers on draft. They have food and weekend brunch. So next time I go there, I'm gonna try to go on, a Sunday morning, and this time make sure I bring an empty stomach so I get me some brunch as well. But so far, everything of theirs is great. So there you go. There's the what's your ism. Made sure to throw my beer in there. Had a couple West Coast there, including one of another brewery that called Humble Sea, which you guys should look out for. Michael, you'd really like them. They're out of Santa Cruz, California, and I had a couple of their beers around the area recently, and I'm like, man, I never heard of these guys, but Humble Sea and Ism, there's so much good craft beer out there. You just got to find it.
That's a gnarly like gauge with cables. I mean, that's very, very cool. Kevin, I did want to ask you.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry to pull back the curtain and a little inside baseball, as it were. But with you having the peg leg, how was the seating? Was it accommodating?
What are you talking about, peg leg?
I know you don't want the fans to know, and I just let the cat out of the bag, as it were. But I mean, I'm sure the seating was adequate even for a peg-legged gentleman.
I mean, there's a booth right there for people who need it.
Awesome.
And that's for people who would have that unfortunate thing happen to them, it might be hard to get up on the stool and sit down and be comfortable. For those of people with that unfortunate mishap in their lives, or maybe it's just a happened at birth. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, let me further explain the ism. So it's like we kind of glossed over it, and
I didn't get a chance. Yeah.
Oh, the explanation that I found, it says ism exists as a movement delineating the past from the future and drawing a distinct line in the sand to say what once was is no longer. Art, politics, and society all have their isms, and we can trace our history through them. We are not bound by them. We can create our future by learning from them and choosing a different path. This is our path to create brand new, innovative, and inspired beverages. So that is their ism.
Well, that's why you hashtag do the research here at the Baseball Brew Crew.
That's right.
Good. And I believe also, I know the owner is named Ian. I think ism, that's actually his initials as well. I think that was
that's gnarly, man.
I remember right. Cool. I know his name's Ian. He wasn't there, unfortunately, but I'll give him the business card, give him the whole speech, say, hey, we're the number one. What'd you say, Jack? The number one podcast in baseball.
Number one podcast in baseball entertainment on the planet.
That's exactly what I told them. And they said, unfortunately, Ian was in San Francisco for Beer Week. But they passed the car along to him when he's going to get back. So he's probably back by now. Probably watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And I definitely want to make it out to ISM, especially if their friends are Radiant, they're friends of ours, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I've already planted the seed. April 7th, Sunday, April 7th is the plan. For anybody who wants to join us, I have a plan to go to ISM, and then there is a Long Beach State baseball game at 1:00.
What? Drink along with Kevin Lyon, dude? A Baseball Brew Crew exclusive.
Yeah, let's see. Let's hopefully, people come hang out, have a good time.
Oh, brother!
Later, you can see that Long Beach State is a pretty good college baseball field as well.
It's like Ric Flair giving out his hotel room number, dude. Well done. I can hear the girls screaming, dude. Nice.
Well, maybe you should let him out, Jack.
But that was a good one.
You're welcome.
That actually was a good one. We'll definitely highlight that one. Well, speaking of friends of Radiant, my beer tonight was one that was gifted to me by one Kevin Lyon. And here it is. It is Cage's Castles, a double IPA from Toppling Goliath Brewing Company. Yes, Cowboy Jack.
Wow.
You heard it here first. It is a 7.8 ABV, no IBU listed, made with Strata, Nelson Sauvin, Citra, and Mosaic hops. This IPA is more action-packed than a car heist, more mysterious than a treasure hunt, and twice as enchanting as a full moon over New York City. Just watch out for the bees. So,
yes.
So, Kevin, can you do a little bit of a backstory on this?
So, Jack, does any of that description sound like a film you may have seen in the course of your life?
Yeah, I'm sure it. I'm sure it does.
Because it's unfortunate you can't see the whole can. So that description was talking about Nicolas Cage. So Cage's Castle is an homage to some Nicolas Cage films, which I didn't even realize it when I bought it. I was like, "Oh, cool, new Top Live." And also, I get the can. I just started cracking up.
Con Air on the left and Ghost Rider on the right.
Yep. We talked about the bees. Have you ever seen the
bee? Yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit further on this because here at the Baseball Brew Crew, we do the research. Hashtag do the research. And yes. Okay, so Cage's Castles, once a top earner in Hollywood and worth around $150 million, Nicolas Cage is said to have blown his fortune on a string of lavish and somewhat unique properties, including 2 castles, an island in the Bahamas, one of the most haunted houses in America. Some more eccentric buys even include shrunken heads and a pyramid mausoleum. He was on the brink of bankruptcy in 2009 and at one point owed the U.S. Treasury $14 million in taxes. Okay? And that's before we even touch on his 5 marriages, including one to the late Lisa Marie Presley.
Oh my God.
We salute you, sir. You would think with all that money he could afford a better hairpiece, though, dude. Like
Wesley Snipes has got nothing. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say Wesley Snipes because Cowboy Jack doesn't know that that's really Mason. All right, don't let anybody let Jack know that. All right, it's like Santa Claus to him. He still believes in Willie Mays.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Wow. Yeah, he's got nothing. Wow. Yeah, Wesley Snipes. Yeah, sure. You just owe $22 million and disappear off to Africa or whatever. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Living the life of Riley. I don't know.
God, I know it's crazy. That should be the movie. Really.
The crazy thing is, dude, the big brass set of cojones on this dude to be in the hole that much to the feds and then just be like, well, I'll just make some crappy movies and just walk around like a crazy person.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable. So
it's a champion, dude.
So cheers to everyone. Thank you for being here. Those are the beers for tonight. I'm actually going to remove this. And guys, I wanted to go into this. Let's see what we're wearing tonight. So I have the Savannah Bananas. And what do you got there, Cowboy Jack? What are you wearing tonight?
Well, I'm rocking my new hat from the Savannah Bananas.
Okay.
Nice little hat ski. And boom, the Party Animals t-shirt.
Love it.
Yeah.
What do you got there, Kevin? What do you got on your
Michael, before you get to me, what's your hat?
My hat is the Nashville Sounds. It is actually one of their alternate hats that I got a couple of years ago. I believe Angelo got it when he was out.
Yeah. So my shirt is from, you might obviously see it from The Longest Game, which is from, I believe, 1981 between the Rochester Red Wings and the Pawtucket Red Sox. Featured in that game is a guy who's been on our ballot for the Diamond Icons, Wade Boggs, Cal Ripken Jr. And this hat right here is Mr. Baseball. It's part of the Marvel Defenders of the Diamond collection. This is from the Reno Aces.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so why don't we do a little hopping around, because all of our gear tonight is actually all related to what we're going to be talking about. We've been actually going out to some venues to see live baseball. We're getting back into it, and I love it. It's baseball season.
Wait. It's February. It's not even spring. Come on.
You're absolutely right. And, spring training got moved up because they're starting the MLB season in Korea this year. Right. So we've actually saw some baseball in Palm Springs as well in February. So it's like there's baseball in February if you can find it. But guys, Cowboy Jack, you actually went out and saw the Savannah Bananas in Peoria. Now, for those of you out there, let me ask you first before I start this. Do you know about the Savannah Bananas? Did you know about the back history and all the
I know of them from watching clips on YouTube.
Okay.
And then started talking with you guys about them and just hearing the legend and the lore. And I mean, been on the lottery for 2 years, and it was a must-see attraction when I saw those clips. So
absolutely right. And I think a lot of people, know them from, they were on ESPN, they're all over TikTok. And well, Kevin and I have been on the banana boat, as it were, for when they first came out with these shirts. I snapped one up, and this might have been like 2015, 16 potentially, when they first started branding this and started putting it out there. But the bananas have some special rules if you're not familiar with it. So instead of going into a long diatribe about it, why don't we see a video by the founder of the Savannah Bananas and really the ringleader, Jesse Cole. So let me add this to the stage right now.
Game is Banana Ball, and this is the fastest, most entertaining game in sports. Rule number 1, win the inning, win the point. In Banana Ball, points are the most important. If you score the most runs in an inning, you get a point. The most points win the game. But in the last inning of Banana Ball, every run counts as a point. Rule number 2, there is a 2-hour time limit. No new inning can start when the clock hits 0. Rule number 3, no stepping out. If you step out of the batter's box, it is a strike. Rule number 4, no bunting, because bunting sucks. If you bunt, you're thrown out of the game. Rule number 5, batters can steal first. On any pass ball, wild pitch, or any pitch, a batter can take off and try to get first. Rule number 6, no walks allowed. Walks are boring. So in Banana Ball, it becomes a ball for sprint. And the batter will take off and advance to as many bases as he wants until every position player touches the ball. Rule number 7, no mound visits. Nope. Stay in the dugout or stay in your position. Let's play ball. Rule number 8, if a fan catches a foul ball, it is an out. You got that right. In Banana Ball, everything's in play, so you better be ready. Rule number 9, the showdown tiebreaker. If the game is tied at the end of 9 innings or when time expires, we don't just play extra innings in Banana Ball. It goes down to an ultimate duel, which we call the showdown. It is pitcher versus hitter with one fielder, and the hitter has to score. If both teams tie the first showdown, then it goes down to just pitcher versus hitter with no fielder. And finally, if we're still tied after 2 showdowns, the third showdown is pitcher versus hitter, one fielder, and bases loaded, and all the runs count as a point. Rule number 10, the Banana Ball Challenge Rule. Not only does each team have the opportunity to challenge a ruling on the field, but for the first time in sports history, you, the fans, have the opportunity to challenge a ruling on the field. Rule number 11, the Golden Batter Rule. Now, for the first time ever, a team can send up any batter to hit in any spot in the lineup. This is guaranteeing the best possible matchup, the best pitcher versus the best hitter at the end of the game when it matters most. These are the official rules of Banana Ball.
I didn't know all the rules, so that's really cool to actually just see it all right there. I knew some of them, but I didn't know all of them.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of them either. And one of the rules that I saw in there was the runner that can steal first base.
Yeah,
that rule was actually, they were using that in in the minor leagues. Basically, they were using that as a rule on a third, what was it, like on a 2-strike. I think. Yeah.
If
So
it's a third strike, and if it's a third strike and the guy loses, they can go to first. They can try to get to first, right?
And it no, it was not on a third strike, like any time.
Oh, okay. Because I'll say in the pros, it's third strike only. Okay,
it was an experimental rule that they were doing it, much like the larger bases and the clocks and stuff like that. That was one of the rules, and they're using it. So that's pretty interesting. But Jack, I mean, did you see any of these come into play when you were there?
My brothers in baseball, I have been to the land of milk and honey, the future of professional baseball, and it is the Savannah Bananas. I know this sounds weird, but we are on the precipice of something big because of this team. It was the greatest night of baseball that I have had in my life. Being there live with my family, it was a magical experience. The fan interaction, the rules are so much fun. It keeps you so engaged in the game of baseball. Even though the rules are different, it makes you pay attention. Every other live baseball game I've been to, there's been a very good amount of kind of sitting back, and this is balls to the wall from start to finish. And before start, as you're walking in, you've got players out front signing autographs. You've got a live band going. Just from the minute you line up till the minute you sit down, it is just a blast. It is a blast. We went to only one showdown, and it was, brother, everything was everything was a false finish. Just boom, boom. And during the game, brothers aren't throwing down slap singles. Like, they are going for it on each pitch. The antics, the dancing, the crowd interaction, the foul ball. Every time a foul ball, that was one of the highlights of the game was like, did they catch it? It was such a great experience. Went with some friends. He found some tickets, and the wife, my son is way more into basketball than any other sport, but he was on the edge of his seat. He got hooked right the minute the party animals took the field. He was hooked. Like, make no mistake, the Bananas are the baby faces. They are the white meat baby faces. And the party animals are the bros, dude. They are the heels, the cool heels. My kid was super into the game, dancing along, cheering. It was so great. It came down to the showdown, and it's just edge of your seat. Boom, boom, boom. And Bananas took it in the showdown round. Or no, yeah. Bananas.
I thought you told me Party Animals.
Oh, no, that's right. No, you're right. Party Animals won.
That was saying that was your
Right.
team. You said
No.
you were for the Animals.
There was confusion. Yeah, no, the Party Animals won. It was just the best night of baseball. Then we went out front of the stadium, and he got a T-shirt and got a signature from every player on the Party Animals. Like, they were all so humble and so gracious and so rad to talk to. Each guy took time to take a picture with him. Like, we're going to make a photo album of that night for him. And so he's got the T-shirt hanging up in his room right next to the Steph Curry, dude, with all the Good Brothers signatures on there. It was such a great night, man.
Wow.
Such a cool night.
One thing I loved, Jack, is that so one thing is, if people haven't seen it, there's a guy who I don't even know if he played on the stilts, but there is the guy on the stilts on the Bananas. But I love that he took your phone and got a selfie with your son looking up at him. It was just such a cool thing for that guy to do. And I'm sure he does for a lot of kids, but I'm like, hey, that's cool, man.
So that's Stilts right there.
Oh, right on.
I got two autographs, Stilts and Split. Split is the mascot.
Oh, right.
Whoa.
Wait.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
So my son wanted to get the mascot.
Yes.
And this mascot saw the shirt, and it was the Party Animals, and he like threw it on the ground like, nope, not signing it, dude. like he picks it up, and then he like throws it over my kid's face and signs it on his face. Like, such a honky tonk man move. I was like, respect, dude. Game recognizes game, son.
I'm like, all right,
like,
you're okay with that mascot. Now, do the party animals have a mascot?
No, they don't.
I saw there's like is that a gorilla on there?
Yeah, you gotta.
Why couldn't they have that guy and then you have like a mascot rivalry? I think that'd be fun.
They have an unofficial mascot. One of their players, I didn't catch his number or name because he was shirtless the entire time on the dugout twerking. Twerking.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna pull this into frame here. This is the infamous T-shirt.
Okay.
Made such a great fan experience. I mean, tickets were $35.
Oh yeah,
and that was if you can get them, and that was the most fan service event we have ever been to. I mean, I'm looking these guys up on Instagram so I can see what they're going to do next, because as I stated before, man, this is going to be something huge. They're adding a third team to the league. They're starting a little league. They're adding a third team. Like, this is going to be, in 5 years, this is going to be a 7-team league at least.
And they already have sold out a game at Houston Astros Minute Maid Field. Sold out a major league stadium.
Sold out.
Okay, sure, they sold out. Saw 3 games in Arizona, 3 games here and there, but to do that, it's like, come on. There's some major league teams are lucky to sell out the stadium like once or twice a year, if that.
Yeah, and they're also in Fenway.
Yes, and I want to say Wrigley. They're going to Fenway. They're going to Wrigley. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Wrigley and Fenway, dude. I'm telling you, this is it's. My wife is a lifelong baseball fan. Her dad was a lifelong baseball fan and player. It's a baseball family, and she was like, dude, this is what baseball is missing. Like, when I was a kid, the fan interaction, the community, the togetherness, like, this is what baseball is. And it's sped up enough, and it's fun and it's entertaining, but it is sports entertainment. Like, they're the bros. They are the bros. And it was such a great night. You have to go. If I know it, the lottery doesn't hit, but
yeah, there's no California games this year so far. There's nothing in California this year, which I was kind of surprised.
It's gonna grow and grow to where.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so one thing, I don't know if you saw this in the chat, guys, but did you see that your brother Adam went to the game on Saturday?
We didn't get to.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
dude, so we had a twerking ump. Then they had a dance contest between 3 very pregnant women. So we had twerking pregnant women. Then they had a kissing contest between 3 different married couples who, from like, they'd been married for 2 months, then 10 years, then 55 years. The geezers that were married 55 years were like tongue kissing each other, grabbing butts. It was bananas, pun intended. It was a blast. The twerk, the dancing up, the guy would do the splits. And a little story for Adam about one of the umpires. I was in line to get an autograph with my son, and one of the umpires walks by, and I said, "Hey, brother, great job out there." Gave him the old good brother. And he stops and he goes, "Are you Cowboy Jack Durango?" No big deal. I was like, "Hey, I appreciate you recognizing me, but this is about those kids. I had my time in the sun. This is about those guys that are working hard out there." So, humblest man on the planet. You know what I mean?
But Jack, you know what I really wish I knew? If he knew you from your wrestling career or from the Baseball Brew Crew is what I want to know.
It was from the wrestling career.
Oh,
sir.
Okay. So he was a local ump. That's what I was kind of curious about too, because I'm wondering if they have umps who travel. I know you're world famous in Arizona, and world famous, pun intended.
So he was a fan that then became a good brother by way of one of my old buddies. Because
I'm just wondering if it's a coincidence that this guy just is working in Arizona, if they have rotating umps. Like, I was really curious. I'm like, is this a complete travel show? Like, is the PA guy a guy who travels with the team?
So
and they have bits with him. It's really curious how that goes.
The home plate umpire is part of the squad. He travels with them.
Okay.
He's the dancing ump is his name. And when he when he strikes somebody out, the dance, I mean, it's a blast. It's an absolute blast, man. It's the future of baseball for real. I mean, the MLB is a giant politicized conglomeration, and if they wanted to see their stadiums filled, they would contact the Savannah Bananas and say, here's a blank check, let's sell some tickets.
Yep. And
Randy Arozarena is going to do great when he joins the Party Animals in 3 years. Mark my words, dude.
Well, that's the great thing, and my brother says don't forget Princess Potassium, which I want to know more about. But he said it felt like a '80s carnival event, and he went to the Glendale one, so I'm assuming that was at Camelback Ranch, where the White Sox and Dodgers have their spring training. So I don't think he was at the Peoria one.
Oh,
but
okay.
The first thing that I wanted to say about this was this used to be an independent league team in Savannah. And they used to be right down the street. Now, I was going to travel to Savannah at one point, and I heard about this team, and there was no tickets to be had. And it was season tickets. Everybody had season tickets, and it was sold out. You couldn't even get into this. And it was just an independent team. Now, they used to their main rivalry was with another team in Macon called the Macon Bacon. Okay, so two great names, Savannah Bananas, Macon Bacon. And then when they started doing this, and it was like, oh, wow, you'd have to go to Savannah to basically see this. Then when they started branching out and they actually had this thing where they put out this press release, because I've been on the mailing list forever. And they put out a press release. They're going, Savannah Bananas World Tour. Where do you want us to go? And everybody's putting in their things, and they got a lot of groundswell. And they're like, okay. And they wound up going to a town that was literally like maybe within 25 miles. And it was a big hype up, because what they were doing, they were just testing it out to see who wanted it and what the marketing was. And then they eventually started branching out, and it started having a groundswell. Eventually they got on ESPN. Their social media blew up, and it's become a thing where me as a fan, I can't even get tickets. I've never been able to secure tickets because of the lottery process.
So the night before, they sold out Peoria, which is 11,000 seats. So that's a $400,000 gate.
Well, that at 3 games, right?
The next night they sold out 11,000 seats.
Yep.
So there's $800,000. Then they went to Scottsdale to another sellout in a bigger stadium. I don't know the number, maybe 13,000, 14,000. I mean, it is, and it literally, every seat, there were no empty seats, hanging from the rafters, and still hundreds of people, thousands of people waiting in a lottery that didn't get selected. It needs to be.
The trick is sign up for the emails and get turned down every single time for 6 consecutive years, and get so discouraged that you actually don't want to go.
Wow.
You'll enjoy it, yeah.
But this is, I'm telling you, brother, this is the precipice. They are going to be in major league stadiums. This is the future of baseball.
Oh yeah, and here's the thing that I was saying too. Your son actually now is ruined for baseball, because when he goes to a real baseball game, it's not going to have that fanfare. It's not going to be that.
So we're not going to be the guys that are afraid of change. This is the world. It's evolving. It's a faster pace. Baseball will always Savannah Bananas will always be at its heart baseball.
Yeah.
So it's like when MMA started, right? Like this groundswell happened, and then this thing grew out of it, right? And the athletes who didn't know what to do with their lives then started training for that, and then it's just now it's another goal for kids. So like every kid in that stadium is like, oh, I could play baseball and do this, and the showmanship and it's the evolution, and I think we should embrace it. And I'm not saying it'll replace baseball, but it will supplement baseball and coexist with baseball. And the really, really cool part about this, which I know you guys will appreciate, is every player that I talked to, I was like, what's your story? And it was like, I was a junior college baseball player, and I played some single A ball. And it's like dudes that loved baseball and worked for it their whole life. And they hit a point at a young age where they're like, I can't play anymore, dude. I guess every bat's got to swing one last time. And then this comes along and gives them a whole second career in baseball where they can apply all of their talents and still play baseball and make a good living and travel and have fun. So I think it's going to engage more young kids to start playing the game, man. And, at its heart, it'll always be baseball. And if it grows baseball for kids, which is dying out among kids, this is the way, man.
I'm on mute. It sounds a lot like indie wrestling in the sense of like, some people like follow.
This is PWG, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm serious. This is going to revolutionize the sport.
Yeah. They may not.
Michael doesn't make any money in this either.
Yeah, for real.
Wow, dude. I didn't know we were doing personal attacks tonight, dude.
Personal attack. It's just.
Are you salty because I told everybody about your peg leg, Captain? Jeez.
So I want to address this really quickly. So yes, the scalpers, they actually don't. I was in Sugarland and I could have gone to a Bananas game, and they're actually frown on the scalper. So you might have bought off the scalper and not been able to get in. It actually voids the ticket. So that's the thing. The secondary market is how we get a lot of our tickets for baseball games. So they don't do it in here.
At least last year, while I was looking at when they were here in the LA area, they were trying to charge like $200 something. But someone we know did get them and did get in on the secondary market.
Okay.
Okay.
So it can be done.
Yes, but they try to tell you, don't do it. But
they keep their tickets low, and that's good. They're trying to, again, they're trying to build a fan base, and they're doing it.
It's total grassroots, build a fan base and just see what they could do. I mean, their success though could be, the limit of their success could be how much Major League Baseball will let them succeed. As much as I hate to say
that's an interesting angle. I never thought of it that way. You're absolutely right.
Tell me how the crooked MLB could come down on them.
Well, I just mean in that.
That's intriguing.
All I'm saying is like, don't let them play at the major league parks.
They could say that very easily, or minor league parks for that matter.
Yeah, a lot. They have control. They have control over a lot. MLB could be like, they're a threat to us, and they're not going to be right now. But minor league parks might be a little different because they're usually
just ask B. Russell, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Right, right.
Yeah, I mean, minor league teams are usually not owned. They're going to have their own ownership. Like a lot of teams are owned. There's like certain groups that own several minor league teams. In the end, they're going to be able to play minor league teams because those teams need the money more than Major League Baseball. That's why I was kind of surprised that 3 Major League ballparks agreed to use their stadium for Major League Ball. I'm just waiting to see if
it's money.
Might be like, I know in the end it's money, but I'm like, are they going to be threatened by this? It's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next several years.
Or could it be a talent share opportunity to say, hey, you know what? Randy Arozarena, you go play for them for a season, and we're going to pull up their. They've got a pitcher that can do a backflip while he throws the ball. Like, we can find a spot for him on the Angels, dude. Like,
you don't have to do that. Just get say, hey, let's get find a player who just retired, like an Ichiro or someone like that. Find someone who retired in the last few years,
sure,
who could be a legitimate draw, like your friend John Cena, recently appeared. They do like celebrities like that who appear on games,
yeah,
and they could definitely, I'm surprised they don't try to do that with more former ball players. They do sometimes, but not like big time Hall of Famers. Like, can you imagine like they get like a Derek Jeter to play for the Bananas in like Yankee Stadium? That would sell out Yankee Stadium. like something like that.
100%.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point.
Not A-Rod. Sorry, Jack.
Oh, it's all right. All right.
Oh, put A-Rod on the party animals.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, are you kidding me? Are you like,
all right.
the universe would implode by how awesome
Savannah
that
Bananas,
is,
if you're listening, book Yankee Stadium, have Derek Jeter on the Bananas, and have A-Rod on the party animals.
There you
Sold
go.
out stadium. Guaranteed. Guaranteed it's not Yankee Stadium.
Oh my God. How do I apply to become their Harry Carey, bro?
Well, hey, you already know one of the umpires, or actually,
That's true, dude.
You're in. You're in.
I will totally announce a game in my underwear.
You have already, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But that's from the sanctity of my own home.
Oh, I just figured you probably announced a wrestling show in your underwear. I mean, you wrestled in your underwear, so
It's true.
Well, thank you for that road report, Jack. Kevin also has a road report along with myself. And it's the boring baseball, the boring traditional baseball. But I won't say boring, because if you go to a game with Kevin, Cowboy, Jack, you're always going to have a good time.
Oh yeah.
Well, we went to the university, UC Irvine. So Kevin, tell us more about the Anteaters versus the Bison.
Oh my God. You heard right. The Bison. So college baseball opened on Friday night, and Michael Mondragon happened to be in the area. And with that, this is the University of California, Irvine, and their nickname is Michael Mondragon.
The Anteaters. Because
I've seen a lot of anteaters in my life. I've never seen one anteater, and I work in the city of Irvine. Not seen that, but but randomly, the team they're playing was North Dakota State, and I'm like, what? And we didn't know. Then we look at the lineup and look at that. They are the Bison, which I'm like, that is fantastic. That, like, of course, they're from North Dakota. They're Bison. Let's just feed in. Like, hey, what do you get in Buffalo in the Dakotas? Buffalo.
Yes, it reminds me a lot of Stanford. They're not the Stanford Cardinals, plural. Stanford Cardinal. The actual the color, right? And then they're it's a tree. Their logo is a tree.
So we never and this is just it's local for us, never been, so we're like, it's opening night, let's go check it out. And Eastside has been a decent team. They've made the World Series once or twice. This is maybe my favorite thing in the whole stadium. I've never seen this usage of concessions. It's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, that's
a lot of choices, by the way. Way more choices than we expected.
An Acuna Chicken Club?
I think it is. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. And I don't know who Lozano is, but Ramos, I mean, I'm not gonna, I don't know. But you got the Nathan Long, but what we care about is that right there. They actually had nothing on draft, but in cans, they had a couple local beers. Belching Beaver, I had the peanut butter milk stout. They're based out of, I believe, Vista, California, which is just next to Oceanside, a little bit north of San Diego, but that's where that's where you go south from there, Oceanside, Vista, and all the way down to the border. You get tons of great breweries in that area.
Yep.
And Michael has the Fresh Squeeze IPA by Deschutes Brewery, which is out of Bend, Oregon. So
nice.
they had several cans of craft beer. It's like, heck yeah, we're in,
Yeah, and macro beer $10, craft beer $11. They're always gouging.
They gotta gouge you, huh? Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's
now,
funny because
now let's look at it this way. Let's look at it this way. Macro breweries probably have a larger distribution, so they're able to sell for cheaper per unit, right? So craft beers cost more to make because it's small batch. Even the large craft breweries it's still they're not putting out as much as the BLs are. So yeah, the $1 upcharge, dude, to keep craft beer alive in baseball, I think is well worth it.
Even in a college.
Yeah.
And an academic college too of UCI, to say the least.
Yes. And I think it's quite logical to say that Kevin and I have spent thousands of dollars supporting
Thousands.
breweries.
Thousands.
Yeah, thousands.
This week.
Yeah.
Kevin pays 32% of the utilities at Radiant.
Sorry, Ted. This went to 34 this month.
Oh, inflation's a month.
It's February. February is their anniversary month. So I think,
Oh, wow. Are they going to drop another one of those sweet triples, dude?
I hope so. Oh, they already did they did already. Oh, I should have saved you one. Do you want me to save you one?
Oh, I mean, of course.
I got to go back over there then. Great. There goes the electric bill.
Twist my arm, dude.
So
that's a great stadium, man.
Yeah, it's pretty small and pretty intimate. Like, I think the capacity was 1,000 or so, something like that.
Nice.
Like where we're sitting, there's only like 3 or 4 seated sections where we're sitting, and then there's just a grass area, maybe like 100 feet long or so along the first baseline. And dimensions are fine. One thing that Michael saw that I love, if you see that parking garage in right field, you see the 438.
Yes, sir.
So they actually put a marker there for how far it would be if they actually hit the ball.
Oh, wow. Garage. That's gnarly, dude.
I didn't realize it until he pointed out. Oh, that's really fun.
That's cool as heck, man.
Yeah. So fun little tidbit there.
And afterwards,
hey, we gotta tell him, Michael Mondragon. Let's tell Cowboy Jack one thing about the game. Not only do you see Irvine win, we were getting ready to leave.
Oh, yes.
And so we're like, maybe we can go. It was not a close game. The bottom of the 8th, bases loaded, and UCI got a grand slam. I don't remember what the final score was, but they won something like 13-2 or something like that. It was not really close. But the thing that's hilarious is that Michael and I, the last 2, we went to a college game last year in Reno, Nevada. And the next thing we went to this one, and that Reno game and this one, both we saw grand slams.
Oh, nice,
2 straight
man.
games, college games where we go together for grand slams. So I'm like, all right, let's keep that streak alive with you and I going.
That's fantastic.
So that was a little fun.
So
then, yes.
I said, baseball bucket list. We've seen a college grand slam. And Kevin goes, no, we saw one in Reno. And I remember I was frozen. I think my brain was frozen literally because it was so cold.
It was like in the 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Reno in early April.
When I did a grand slam back then. So if any college team wants Kevin and I to come, we guarantee double-digit wins with a grand slam.
Yes.
Yep. There you go.
So we had to make this was a little bit rushed, but we got the last hour get to go to GameCraft. Now during the pandemic they had a great beer that Kevin was nice enough to drive over to me from GameCraft. So but I've never been there, and they actually have a separate room where they actually play like board games and other things. It's actually a really large room.
Yes.
Great beers. Where is this, Kevin?
This is technically it's Laguna Hills, California. And I can tell people, if people live in Orange County or Southern California, might know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're driving by Irvine Spectrum, two of the most notorious freeways in the world, the 5 and the 405 freeway, they meet in this area of South Orange County. That's pretty much the area where you would get off the freeway and you would see GameCraft Brewery off to your right-hand side traveling south on the 5 freeway. So it's funny because we had a hard time, like we missed an exit too to get off and we had to go a little loop around.
Yeah, but we didn't lose that much time. It's actually pretty treacherous to drive around that area because if you're not in the right lane, you could be going down to San Diego very easily.
Yeah. Or you gotta make a couple of left turns, and you should have made that left turn in Albuquerque, Michael.
That is an older reference than I am. That's very good.
Well, there's no older reference than I am, except maybe something in the Bible. And last thing I do want to mention about GameCraft is for baseball fans, and baseball and beer fans, if GameCraft Brewing just opened up a second location in Anaheim, California. And they took over his place. It used to be a brewery called Backstreet. And I would say it's about 15-minute walk from there to the gate, the home plate gate at Angel Stadium. So if you ever want to get a pregame beer, park for free, go to GameCraft, park there, get a beer. Tell him Cowboy Jack Durango sent you because he's our Goodwill ambassador. The Valiant Son's favorite son, the most humble man on earth, Cowboy Jack Durango. Tell him that, he sent you. And you can get a pregame beer before you go see the Angels probably lose to like the Rockies.
Yeah. When did they start giving away the Angels tickets?
That's usually around July or August. You can go to TickPick and get tickets for like $2-3.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I usually do. Especially now Ohtani's gone.
Sure. $2 to $3 a game with Ohtani.
No, without Ohtani.
What I'm saying is you paid $2 to $3 with Ohtani.
Well, when he's pitching, it got to about $7.
Oh, oof.
Yeah, I know.
Premium prices.
Inflation,
America's team, dude.
So, Kevin, you actually went to another game, and this one was very interesting.
So let me tell you. So this is in Long Beach, California. After I went to ISM, like I said earlier in the day, I went over here. So this is Bull Diners, I know that, but Blair Field is the home of the Long Beach State 49ers baseball team, but they are known as the Long Beach State Dirtbags. And believe me, I'm getting the icks just talking about this because I'm a graduate of Cal State Fullerton, the Titans, and that is their rival in college baseball. So I got betrayed. I feel like I betrayed my alma mater. But
you did. You sold out.
Fullerton's out of town. Fullerton's first homestands this weekend, so I plan to go to a game either tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday, so I can get a game in. So you go in, and they have a Hall of Fame right there. They have quite a few pro players who came on. Like, do you have the photos of the areas named for people? Well, there's a list of players right there. There's some names. Even Cowboy Jack might know a name or two. I don't know. What do you think, Jack? Do you know any of these names whatsoever?
Yeah, Jason Vargas.
There you go. How about Jason Giambi?
I used to work with a guy named Jason Vargas putting up buildings. Yeah.
All right, there you go. So perfect.
Jason Giambi, never heard of him.
Yeah, all right.
Daryl Sherman.
Oh, good. There you go.
He used to buy paint.
This list. There's 3 main names on this list who have part of the diamond named after Evan Longoria, by the way. I believe a member of your Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Evan Longoria. I know that guy.
Yeah, so there you go. And so you have the Steve Traxel bullpen. How does that make you feel, Michael Mondragon? Because he provided one of the most famous moments in St. Louis Cardinals history.
Yeah. He gave up home run number 62 to Mark McGwire in 1998.
Nice.
And I saw him pitching for, I think it was the New York Mets in 2005 in Busch Stadium. And I remember him because when McGwire hit that home run in the same spot on that scoreboard, it said pitching Steve Traxel. So that's how I knew that he was pitching. Yep. And
not only that, when he's going around the bases, some of the Cub players were high-fiving Mark McGwire, and Steve Traxel was fuming at his own players for giving props to the guy for hitting the home run.
Sellouts, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And Michael, am I correct that I should be happy that I see Tulowitzki spelled correctly, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Troy Tulowitzki, actually, when he was, I think he was just being, he was in his last days of Colorado, and I think it was Colorado.
I believe it was too. I was thinking of them or Toronto, but I think you're right. It's Colorado.
Yeah. So
this is great.
He has a pretty unique last name, and they were having a jersey giveaway, like a shirt giveaway with his name on the back. And it was in his last days, and there was rumors of him being traded. And at the very end, they spelled his name wrong on the t-shirts, and then they wound up trading to Toronto. So it was a little bit of a rocky exit. It was much like there was a Mariners manager named Don Wakamatsu, who was like the first Japanese American manager, right? Well, they fired him on Japanese Heritage Day for the Mariners. It was similar to that. I was like, ooh, that's not a good look. Ouch.
The I love the Tulowitzki story. And also the right field bullpen. I don't know if you had the photo of that too. His name for you didn't say so Jared Weaver is the right field bullpen is on the wall. It says Jared Weaver bullpen. Great pitcher for the Angels. Believe it or not, the Angels have had great pitchers, Jack. So now I want you to look at the scoreboard. I made sure to take a photo of this man because I was hoping there was an umlaut in his name and he was related to the Funke family from Arrested Development. I was hoping for that, And when he came up to bat, they would play Funky Town. That was his walk-up music. I love
nice,
that.
Dude.
I want now. Here's the fun part. Cowboy Jack Durango. What inning is it? Look at that scoreboard.
It's 5th inning, sir.
No, you'd be incorrect. It is the 15th inning.
Oh, fun. Nice.
Yeah, nice, huh? Nice, huh?
Nice.
Yeah, so
that's a long game of baseball, dude.
You think that's long? You want to know how long was it, Michael Mondragon?
How long was it?
Dude,
What do you got for me?
18 innings.
No. 7. It ended in the bottom of the 17th. You ready to hear why it ended, Cowboy Jack?
Apparently, I would have to. These guys got to get home, dude. Like
the game ended in a tie in the bottom of the 17th due to curfew because the Washington players had a flight to catch.
Oh my gosh!
So we played Staying Alive.
Wow.
So I'm just confused this moment because the umpire just signals and everyone starts coming out and everyone's just like, what's going on? And the announcer just says, the game is over. So it ended in a 3-3 tie in the bottom of the 17th.
Wow.
And literally this photo was taken 6 minutes later. I'm walking out and I see players. This is the Washington players in their jerseys rushing to the bus to throw it on to catch their flight home.
So this is a college?
Yes, this is college. This is University of Washington, a Pac-10 school.
Can we go back to the gentleman, to the innings, the scoreboard? You're telling me that 48-year-old mechanic from South Carolina?
Excuse me, Beach, California, sir. Oh, that's why I took that photo too, because I was going, how is this guy in college?
How long?
I know. That's why I took the photo. It's so funny.
That kid is 30 plus years younger than I am.
No, absolutely. I refuse, dude. This is some weird ringer situation. That guy just got out of a 20-year stretch for selling methamphetamine. That is a biker right there. That's a grown man, dude.
And we talk about how people age so much better now. There's proof of like, come on. That guy's like 21.
That guy looks like my 3rd, 8th, and 11th stepdad, dude.
There you go. I'm glad I took that photo in particular, just because the name. And then I was going, how is this guy in Long Beach State College? Come on.
Seriously. Well, it's Long Beach, dude. I mean,
but Long Beach is going. It's a good baseball team. Yeah. But yeah, so the game ended a 3-3 tie, and that photo of the bus was 6 minutes later. One of our friends commented, it's like, oh man, that's gonna be such a smelly Southwest Airlines flight to Seattle.
Totally.
Those guys in their jerseys getting on the flight home. Like, oh, but that's the first time I think I've seen a tie, and that's why I wore my longest game shirts. I don't know if I've ever been to a 17-inning game, let alone a tie.
In your thousands of years upon this earth, you've never seen a tied baseball game.
Well, and I have a peg leg.
You do have a peg leg.
Allegedly.
It's extremely distracting.
Well, luckily you can't do it. Look, I'm not showing a little leg tonight. You know what I mean?
That is awesome. What an adventure. And I'm glad that we're all getting a chance to hop around in this 2024 baseball season. It is awesome to get back out there and do our thing. If you want to like and support us here at the Baseball Brew Crew, you can do it on Twitter X, you do it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Guys, any last words before we sign off for this week? And hey, maybe we could throw it out, have a team meeting here. Maybe we'll be coming back on Tuesdays. Well, what do you think?
Well, I've got nothing better to do on Tuesdays, but I will tell you what, if you're going to Cal State Fullerton opening day weekend, keep an eye out for me. I might be there. You may not want to say hi to me because I'll probably be just obnoxious and be like, go Titans, But yeah, that's my plan. Or if you go to Radiant, just ask for me, and I'll probably just come out my cot and say hey.
Knock on the door.
They're like, the janitor's closet right over there, dude.
Actually, Kevin, you now have a ring, right? So you know when people come in near your area, right?
You kids and your technology. I barely got doorbells figured out. Come on. Jeez. I keep missing it.
Jack, anything to plug? Or I mean, your trip sounds awesome.
Yeah, no, it was it was an amazing game of baseball, man. It just I would lie, cheat, and steal to get tickets, man. Whatever you can do out there. And thank you guys for tuning in, and it's been a great night.
Awesome. So we will see you potentially next Tuesday, possibly the Tuesday afterwards, but we'll get back in the rhythm, and we'll put some stuff out there. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for listening and watching. We will see you very soon. Check all of our socials for all the details. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining.